Welcome back to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duggan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV. And we're here with Shawn Dean, President of South Bay Grading, and he can be reached at 408-256-1513. And if you want to email him, you can email him at shawn.dean@southbaygrading.com. And then the website is southbaygrading.com.
Yes,
All right. And then we also have Izzy Trujillo here. He can be reached at 831-524-6013. And you both co-own Sparq Social Media Marketing together?
Correct.
Yep. All right. And Isidro can be reached at isidro@thesparqgroup.com. And your phone number is 831-524-6013.
Yep.
All right. Now, do you guys kind of service this area, the Central Valley? Because I know you both are from the Bay Area.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, we could pretty much service anywhere. The goal is to get big. We could, service an area where we can.
There's blue water out here. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
saturated.
Yeah, and then also another thing is, so our message is pretty big, right? With South Bay Grading, the goal is to kind of help contractors get to a new level, right? Grow to new heights. And then with Sparq, we're kind of drafting out this off of South Bay Grading, and then serving in and giving them that marketing, right? Because a lot of contractors, when they come into the business, they're good at what they do, but they don't know how to market themselves. So SBG is that tier that's going to help them elevate themselves. They take care of estimating, all that other stuff. Shawn will talk about that.
Right.
But then we come in and help them
Well, that's
market
big.
themselves.
I mean, if you estimate a job wrong, you could lose, especially on big jobs, you could lose your house.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the whole thing too. It's like, even when, like, my husband, when it comes to bidding, he basically, like, you're 35 years, you know what you're doing. But he can walk into a job and he can pretty much just estimate what it's gonna take, the labor, when they're gonna go in, how much materials and everything else. Forget the math that they make you figure out on your own on the test to get your contractor's license. A contractor can walk in and he's gonna go, I know what this is gonna take. This is a big job, this is a small job, etc. But then to go out there and show your expertise. And so you found a need, you decided to go away from real estate, you guys are back there in Miami, Florida. You, at that point, do you decide that, hey, you and I should work together, or did it take some time when you came back? How did this formulate
Yeah,
together?
because you said that you kind of got your first taste from Shawn, that it's you and every other company. So how did you stand out?
Yeah, so Shawn, he had this idea of doing weekly photo shoots for contractors, because they're always at different job sites. There's always something new that happens each week.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to kind of showcase that and show not only how contractors get work, but there's a shortage in the industry. So a lot of stuff that we try to promote too is like, we're not only going to help you grow your business with your marketing, but we're also going to help you get that next talent, right? Because
And
there's a
make
shortage
it
right
look nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen,
Yeah.
I've seen some of the stuff that people post, and I'm going, this isn't showing me what this. Look, here's the cabinet I just put in, and I can't even see the job.
Yeah. So we'll go in there, and the way we stand out is that weekly we do a photo shoot for them, so that way they're always up to date and always showing their next job site. So that way people are like, when they see them, they're like, wow, they're busy, right? I love their quality of work. And then if they're looking for talent's like, wow, they're out there promoting themselves. It looks cool. I wanna work for them.
Nice.
And it shows the equipment, and it shows the people that they have working there also. That's something as, let's say, just as a homeowner, or what would be a customer. Because when you think about it, even business owners or someone that's planning a large project, they're still thinking just like I'm thinking. If somebody shows up in an old pickup truck that's tiny, that can't even fit the ladders, and they're tied on with rope, I'm going like, OMG. So I mean, when you see that this person has not only the equipment, the money, the skilled labor, hopefully they're also in matching shirts that actually have the name on it. And so, I mean, it gives that professionalism.
Yeah.
And I think, making an impression.
Yeah.
I don't care what business you're in, that first impression and being able to help contractors. Because like we said, contractors, that's the last thing they're thinking about is, put the makeup on and make me look good in front of the camera, right?
Yes.
So you guys came back to California. Who called whom first?
So I called Izzy, and it had been maybe 2 or 3 months since we had met in Miami.
Oh my God,
And
a long
he
time. It was
says-
just burning in your brain,
Yeah,
that
he says,
spark.
oh,
Yeah.
well, funny story, I moved to Miami. I'm like, oh no, my big idea is not working. So,
You can't excavate in Miami, it's all, sinkholes.
so, yeah, so long story short, he decided to come back to California, and so once he had reestablished himself here, we got together and started doing regular shoots, and he does all the content collection, and then he does a lot of the graphics and gets them ready to go on to social, and then my wife will actually do the posting for the company.
Good old wives.
Yeah, she's amazing. So
Nice.
So how are you growing and how are you expanding the business and the partnership? Because one thing was, you had a need, he was gonna fill it, and then at the same time, he had a need, and that new niche of going into away from real estate and going into contractors that have a need.
Right.
And so you guys got together, you came up with Sparq, and how are you growing, and who is your customer that you're looking for right now? Large contractors or small?
Actually, hold that thought for a second. So you're listening to Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on the Small Business Voice, and today we have Izzy Trujillo, owner of Sparq Social Media Marketing, along with Shawn Dean, he's the owner too. I need to get you guys together.
El Presidente.
Okay.
Vice Presidente.
Gotcha, okay. So you can actually email you at support@thesparqgroup.com, and that's SPRQ.
Yep, SPARQ.
SPRQ, yeah. One day to learn how to spell. And then also your website is thesparqgroup.com.
Yes.
And then you have an Instagram, the Sparq Group. Okay, also. And then Shawn, you can be reached at 408-256-1513. And you can also be emailed at shawn.dean@southbaygrading.com. And then your also website is southbaygrading.com.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Call to action. Got to do it. Sorry. So go ahead.
Yeah, so how are you getting your customers? How are you planning on growing? And let's hear some success stories.
So the number one reason for contractors to have social media is actually more about talent acquisition, right? Because there's a shortage in the market of workforce. There's also a shortage of contractors. So in order to really get the workforce to notice you, you have to do something different and unique. And
So
the
like
goal,
all the subs are saying, I want to work for Shawn.
well, even just the general workforce. So if we go out and we look for a subcontractor that does concrete, right? We're now looking at that subcontractor that does concrete and saying, okay, how can we help that contractor also grow his business? Well, a big way to do that is through social media. So there's a connection between South Bay Grading and Sparq because we're in the people business. We're constantly looking for new contractors, new relationships, and that opens the door for Sparq to say, hey, are you trying to grow your business? And most guys want to grow their business, but they find themselves stuck at that 5 to 10 employee range because they're really doing everything.
That's scary.
mostly
They have to
themselves.
grow a lot because, I mean, that's the whole thing. The minute you get to a certain point, you either have to hire additional workers to be able to take on additional jobs, but then you cut into your money. So, I mean, you can't take a very long time from going to your one crew that can finish one job and then trying to split it onto another job and, pay additional people. So, I mean, so that's where marketing definitely comes in for a contractor. It's essential to be able to grow.
Correct. So for SBG, right, they had this goal that they wanted to fulfill. And then me coming in with Shawn, it was like, okay, so how do we do that? Let's figure out who we're serving, right? So you gotta, when it comes to marketing, you gotta find out who you're serving, who's your dream client, right? What problems do they have? What goals are they trying to achieve? Where can you find them? So a lot of contractors right now, a lot of them are on social media, but the problem is that, there's billions of people on social media, but 99% are consuming it, and only 1% are creating.
Yeah.
So we're trying to flip that mind switch to help contractors create, not consume.
Yeah.
A lot of them are on there consuming, so that's where we found a lot of our partners right now.
Nice.
And we've actually grown this network for South Bay Grading, where now every Wednesday we have a Wednesday morning meeting, and we have 93 contractors on there right now, and then we have currently 2 contractors on one of our monthly plans. And, they just broke 500,000, right, $500,000?
Oh, nice.
And so,
Very
so
nice.
you were talking also money, and you were talking about how, social media, they wanted $20,000. Contractors, they have a very small percentage of profit on top of them, and there's gonna be pushback. Social media, I'm not spending money, I don't feel comfortable with it. And so having someone that's a contractor as a partner, that breaks through that little veil, so to say, of a social media person.
Yeah.
Does that really help?
Yeah, I coming into the construction industry, I knew nothing about it. So all of my learning, it's all the same frameworks, all the same principles in marketing, but you just got to find out who you're serving, who the business is that you're working for. So when Shawn, he's kind of been giving me everything like, okay, these are the pains that they're facing, these are the struggles, this is what we want to get. Everybody has ambition, everybody wants to grow their business. So we just gotta, okay, what's the offer that we could put together that'll help them get there faster and with less worries.
As you're expanding, you're in the Bay Area
Yes.
primarily, but of course, a lot of building and construction is here. You guys are doing great. The Sparq was there, and it's just, we're talking, he has the construction experience, you have the social media experience, and you're putting it together and really offering a service out there to contractors who know nothing about social media.
Correct.
That's exciting. Well, the one thing I gotta commend you on is being able to help other contractors, cause they're technically your competition, correct?
No,
There
it
isn't
doesn't
any
happen.
competition.
Yeah,
There's
there's no
okay.
competition.
Yeah, there's more work out there than any of us could do on our own.
Gotcha.
So we really started going down the road of collaboration. I'm sure you're familiar with Brandon Dawson, and one of his quote is,
Yeah,
collaboration is the new currency, right?
yeah,
So as we have expanded our network and we're pulling in subcontractors that are professional and they've got goals and they want to get somewhere, we can go after projects that are much larger than anything we could do all on our own.
Because your
So,
network has expanded. So again, how does a contractor, let's say, get a hold of them and get on, and the morning meeting with 90 contractors, is that something that a contractor can jump onto and take a look at?
Yes.
How would
So
they do that? Give us that.
they can go to southbaygrading.com. At the top of the page is an invite for that meeting. They click that link, give us their info, and they'll get an invite to that meeting.
Oh,
It's every
excellent.
Wednesday at 8 a.m.
all right. Well,
It's a Zoom call, so it's it's all over the internet.
yeah,
I'm so glad we could introduce you to the Valley.
yeah, gentlemen, thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, no problem, thank you for having us.
So Shawn Dean is president of South Bay Grading, and he can be reached at 408-256-1513. And then he can be reached at shawn.dean@southbaygrading.com, and his website is southbaygrading.com. And then Izzy Trujillo is the president of Sparq, and Shawn Dean is the vice president. So, but if you want to get a hold of Izzy, you can call him at 831-524-6013, or you can email him at isidro@thesparqgroup.com. That is spelled SPARQ.
Yep.
Did I say that right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sometimes I miss letters, so. So, gentlemen, thank you again for coming in today. I appreciate it.
I think,
Appreciate
for having
it.
us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, you're listening to the Small Business Voice with Justin Duncan and Jeanette Forney on Power Talk 1360 KFIV and the iHeartRadio app. Stay with us.